Yo, what's poppin', man? It's CautionMaNiC97. I know you see the name CautionYoungin97 on here, but that don't really matter. I changed my name. Okay, so today's video is gonna be about Xdefiant. I'm gonna go over some things, but this video is gonna be about the dev talk, some gameplay from people who was lucky enough to test it, and pretty much my take upon the game, how I feel about it. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you stick around to see the whole video. If you like what you see, you like the commentary, all that, drop a like, leave a comment down how you feel about the game. If you don't like the game, leave a dislike and then comment how you feel about the game. I know people probably gonna say, oh, it's not a Tom Clancy game. That don't really matter. I just want a game I can play besides what we have now, and that's what's really important. So appreciate you for stopping by, all that good stuff. I'm out this mother. Peace. I'll be back with my commentary about how I feel about the game and what's all in the game. Alright, peace.
We're excited to share a first look at a project we're developing at Ubisoft San Francisco. This is our take on a multiplayer first-person shooter.
We need to get you in early and find out what you think.
Our goal is to make a best-in-class shooter for you, the players, to compete
and have fun with your friends.
It's fast-paced firefights
meets punk rock mosh pit.
We're proud to introduce our new game,
Tom Clancy's Xdefiant.
Your feedback is essential to help us make this game great.
Later in this video, we'll tell you how to get involved.
But first, we'll get into the action.
This is a free-to-play, high-octane shooter combining realistic gunplay with personalized classes.
Those classes are represented in our game as factions, each bringing unique gameplay and team dynamics. Every faction comes equipped with traits, abilities, and an ultra to complement your playstyle and the faction's role. Used skillfully, each faction is capable of swinging the momentum of a match. Our factions are at the heart of the game. They're inspired by maverick groups from across Tom Clancy's games and beyond. From this inspiration, we created new characters and gameplay unique to our shooter. And we'll continue to add to this diverse cast as the game evolves.
Now, while factions help you define your role, we know to be a great shooter, the gunplay has to be our top priority. We have an ever-growing arsenal of authentic weapons and attachments. We put a lot of care into how our weapons look and feel. We've crafted every weapon attachment for precise, satisfying gunplay.
Players can mix and match any faction and weapon loadout. You can swap at respawn to adapt to a changing battlefield. Personalize your faction and loadout to be what you need when you need it.
And I can't stress this hard enough. We are a shooter first.
And your abilities and ultras create unique opportunities to set up nail-biting shootouts and unforgettable clutch plays.
Personalizing classes, guns, and gear in a fast-paced fight is a whole new experience in Tom Clancy gaming.
So tell us a little bit about what kind of game Xdefiant is.
At its core, Xdefiant is a really fast-paced arena shooter with a reasonably fast time to kill. It should be very familiar to all players of the genre. And so you can, jump in quickly alone or with friends. You can go into it with a very competitive mindset and, really test yourself on that front. One of the number one things that I want to say about the team and the game is that we're just here really to make a game that people enjoy playing. And that's it, really.
See, that's what I really like about what I'm hearing right here.
We want the beginning of this game's life
for people
to be very humble and focused on being transparent with our community and have them be involved in evolving the game.
But
I don't think we want to have any features or parts of the game that we won't talk about with our community. And there's no, well, maybe the next game will have those improvements, as we want this game to last for years. We are not going to abandon it and go off and make another game after this one launches. We want to be dedicated to our community. We'll make some mistakes, but we hope the community will trust us enough to know that we will always own up to those, and we will always work to fix them as fast as possible. Because again, at the end of the day, we just want to build a game and a community that people really want to be a part of.
See, I ain't gonna
Oh,
snap.
that's great to hear,
Everything
Mark.
he
It has
said
me very
and
excited.
saying, I'm really fucking with. And I kind of respect, cause some devs, they don't really be replying back, and they don't really try this. Oh, they just do some card type shit. Just say, okay, fuck it, go on to the next game. So I'm really anxious for for this game, and just like what they have in store. Like, this is gonna be different, cause they have abilities. So it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, some games just start to have abilities like Battle Royale, like Apex, and some other stuff, melee games. So I want to see how this is gonna be. It looked great, and it looked fun to play, in my honest opinion. I'm not gassing it up because this is a review. If the game was trash, I feel like it was trash, I wouldn't even do a review about it. So that's my honest opinion.
And we have 4 factions that we're showing off currently. The first is the Wolves from Ghost Recon. This is our tank class, so they have higher health than the other factions, and they have abilities that are shield-based. We also have 2 factions from the Division. The first is the Cleaners, our fire-based high DPS assault class, and we have the Outcasts, which is our healing faction. And finally, we have the Echelon, which is from Splinter Cell. It's our support faction. They are all about hiding information from the enemies and giving more information to your teammates. Now, our factions have some key elements. They have passive traits, they have an ultra, and they have the freedom to choose from a number of different abilities that will change the moment-to-moment gameplay. So on top of all this, we also have Defiants, which are the characters that you can select within those factions. And every Defiant has a set of skins, so you can really customize what your character looks like when you play. Now, all of these, your Defiants, your faction, your abilities, your loadouts, all of that can be adjusted and changed when you respawn in our game. So you are not committed to a loadout as soon as you go into a match. You can change it pretty much every time you respawn.
I like
Now,
that.
this adds a lot of depth to our gameplay,
So you just change the
but
character
I should
and
mention
weapons
that
on the
gunplay
fly.
is still the key. That is what will make or break the win or loss for your match. And I think the final note is we're going to continue to add to this roster of factions, defiance, abilities, loadouts, and we really want to hear from you all, the people who are going to play our game, what you want to see.
Oh, Kim, that's so great to hear. That's awesome.
I like the fact that we
Mark,
could just
I
like
want to ask you
change
now,
everything.
tell us a little bit about the
who
different
you
maps
is
and
and
modes
what you
coming to
use.
Xdefiant.
It's really different.
Yeah.
Opposed to just changing
I
guns,
can give
stuff
you some
like
details
that.
too. But let me first talk about the maps because I love what our team has done. I really love our maps. Not only do they play really well, but each map is interesting and full of character. They are all really unique and beautiful locations.
I'm really
and I think
liking
this is
these
an area
maps
where
too.
our
Like they
Snowdrop
look real
engine
decent.
really shines.
Like Call of Duty
And
standard
as
type
we
maps.
start seeing
I like how
all
they
of the maps for launch and
different.
beyond, I think you'll see that
They
we're
look like they
pulling
play
inspiration
real well.
from
They look
many
like they
different
just
games,
kind of
pretty
multi-lane.
much in the same way
They
we
have
did with our
three-lane
factions.
maps layout too.
Now for some details.
And I like
in
how
the
they look
upcoming
too. They look
closed
nice.
test, we're going to have 10 maps available
10 maps.
that will be divided into 7 standard arena maps and 3 linear maps.
Okay.
And then for modes, we'll have 3 different modes for arena maps. That's domination, ringleader, and upload. And then for the linear maps, we have 2 modes, escort and zone control. So we wanted our first modes to be very familiar to people, but also show that we can play with the formulas. And so we picked these modes to give players, a variety of gameplay styles. So we have a mode for people who like objectives. We have a mode for people who like a TDM style of play. We have a mode for people who want a more competitive, higher risk style of play, as well as the 2 linear modes for people who like a more progression style of gameplay. And it's our hope that at launch there will be a good amount of variety in both maps and modes. And we plan on bringing new maps and modes on a regular basis throughout the life of the game.
Like they really put thought into all of this. Like we need to have different modes for different maps for different modes. Not like they haven't been done before, but I'm just saying they're on the right track. Like they thinking like how a multiplayer first-person shooter supposed to be played out and laid out. Okay, now to the gameplay. So the next part you're about to see is actual gameplay footage from people who was lucky enough to even test the game and play the game before the beta and all that came out and before the game released. So a person on YouTube named Collaborations, I think, he played like Rainbow Six Siege. He basically gathered up footage from people who played it on Twitter, who posted their footage. It was shortly clips, and he made it to a compilation. So this is actual footage of what might be in store for us. Like some things are subject to change and whatnot, but I like what I was seeing. I like how the guns were sound. I like how the maps, how they look in game. You know how some devs we try to gas the game up, but it's like you'll know. If I'm gonna say this, you'll know a great game when you play it and see it. So I hope y'all enjoy it. I hope y'all like what y'all see. Um, the people who are owners of this footage, like who's playing it, their Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter name is right there at the ad right there. So make sure you drop them a follow, like, sub, whatever you gotta do. Support them. Let them know how you feel about the game. Ask them about the game. And yeah, I'm out this mug. Peace.
Enemies subdued. Enemies subdued. Team capturing Zone C. Zone C is in danger. Subdued. Multiple enemies subdued. Team capturing Zone B.
Alright, and that's gonna wrap it up for my video. As you just seen, that was the gameplay from the people who was lucky enough to play it. I like how it sounds, like the gun sounds. I like the HUD screen, all the little settings they got, the speaker, and also whatever you gonna call it. I like how the guns look. I like how the maps look. They look decent. The game looks fun. It look really, it's like a fun experience. So let me know how you feel about the game. And do you really think this game will last long? Do you think it will just be like another Hyperscape? Do you think it will just be a cash grab, free to play bundle experience, like people just buying bundles, that's all they really focus on, and it just be like that? Let me know how you feel about the game, man. I'm out this mug. Peace.